This video is about me building this platform for my scrap and I guess my cat. So I built it out of old tires, old bricks, old sand, just junk I had laying around. And the next video after this is going to be about actually organizing all the scrap onto here. I think it turned out pretty well. It made the ground level and it got rid of chances for mosquitoes to breathe in those tires. So yeah, here's how I build this. After cleaning up the yard last time, a couple weeks ago, I started working in the basement and dug up a bunch of stuff. There was a washing machine and a furnace and a bunch of things down there, which I'm still going through, and a lot of like PVC pipe and whatever, so that really negatively impacted the cleanliness of the yard. Well, a lot of that stuff is going to go to my neighbor. I'm going to give him all that scrap, and I'm still adding to the pile day by day. My plans are to finally have an organized junk pile, because due to my YouTube channel and my projects, I do need junk. Otherwise, I won't be able to build much of anything. But right now, it's not organized very well. I'm putting some interesting things into there, like the tools and stuff will go into that little shed I just built. I'm thinking that I can make all of the scrap, or at least most of it, fit into this area right here. And another issue I have are all these tires. So I used to have all these tires stacked up and had them covered, and they were wonderful. They weren't collecting any mosquitoes. I was going to try to find something to do with them. Well, I think I finally have. I'm going to take those tires and I'm going to lay them down, and I'm going to fill them with sand. When we were redoing the water line in the front of the house, we bought some like about 2 tons of sand. I think most of it will fit inside those tires, and it'll make a nice foundation for the scrap. And I can finally organize it. I'm going to get rid of all those skids, and I think there's a stump in there. I'll get rid of that. So yeah, it's a lot of cleaning. Move everything over there, organize, then move everything back. I'll still keep adding to the scrap pile. That'll probably double over time, but I want to keep some stuff that I think I can use. All of these pipes from the tarp shed, I can rebuild it. Even though the tarp tore and we don't have it anymore, I can still build, I think, because it's very modular. I can build like a carport basically that'll go over here, because I want to have this area open for projects like my Honda restoration, my Honda 3-wheelers, like the ATC 185 or whatever, and have my lawn tractor and stuff over there. I want to make a bicycle corner, because I have a lot of bicycles, like that bicycle right there, and a lot of nice vintage bicycles. I might keep the bicycles over here, because bicycles are nice to have around, and it'd be nice to have just one spot for bicycles, because I think I'm going to probably start doing more projects, like making funky, like, 4-wheeled bicycles and stuff like that. I used to do that, but then I kind of like lost interest in that. Oh, I forgot about these. Got a whole pile of them. These are really too old to use anymore. We used to have these on our deck back in like the 1990s. Lots of stuff. There's a frame to back in like 2009 or so. I was working on building a fully working Wall-E robot, and I have that welded frame I made a long time ago for it. Parts of lawnmowers, all kinds of cool stuff. I just found something that I'm not sure how it survived out here. This is a picture that I made with Blender back in like 2006, so a decade ago. Whenever I was first messing with it, I was like 13 years old, and I was trying to like I was trying to recreate like Super Mario Sunshine's like world, and I printed this out, and I was like, ah, that's kind of cool, and I hung it up for a while, and then I guess it drifted out here. So weird that it's like not just like a pile of mush. I mean, it's just printed paper. I'll definitely keep a lot of these old bike parts, because they're actually pretty cool. And I do plan on doing a lot of stuff with the bicycle parts, so nice. I'm really happy that I chose to do this when it was like 50 degrees outside, because there's almost no mosquitoes outside, which is nice. Well, anyway, so here's the Wall-E frame that I was working on. Back then I didn't have all that many good resources for measurements, so whenever I discovered that this frame was about 1 centimeter out of proportion, at least on the front, then I really kind of lost interest, because I've because I figured that I didn't really have enough information anyway. At the time, I really didn't have much of the internet to go off of. All I had were a few photos that I'd gotten from the internet when I went away. Like, I didn't have internet at my home, and there weren't that many resources, so now there might be some more resources about the dimensions of them. But when I was playing through the game Ratatouille on the PlayStation 2, you can unlock, I think it might be a video clip teasing about the next movie, WALL-E. In the video clip, there happens to be a scene where they show a diagram, or several diagrams I think, of WALL-E. And I recorded that on the DVD, freeze framed it, then saved those, and then copied those, and did most of those measurements off of those diagrams that were like an Easter egg in the Pixar game. Unfortunately, though, it wasn't quite accurate, so oh well. I might get back into it in the future, though. I think this is a pretty cool sign. I'm always a fan of road signs. I got a bunch of these signs off a friend. They're kind of cool. I built a little mini incinerator to help me deal with all these leaves. I actually found this pipe at the St. Joe State Park lead mine, so it's actually a piece of history. If you put a tube around a fire and allow space for air to come in, then it helps a lot with making it burn cleaner and hotter. It's actually a really nice fire right now. I haven't really been back here in like 5 years. There was a stump here, and here's most of it. Looks like it's really deteriorated, though. I think that's pretty much it. It's all cleaned up. Oh. So yeah. There's the back entrance of my shed. This window must have busted out a long time ago. I had to put that piece of metal on there to try to keep the raccoons out, but it didn't really work. I'd like to follow this line, which goes around, comes up to about here. So, we'll definitely want the thicker tires on this side. It's almost there. We'll put something on top of that, but that can be a good foundation. I might pull these out later if I ever want to do something with them, because they're really nice woolly boogers for the Hondas. The three-wheelers, I mean. It'd be kind of interesting to revive these to be like, I don't know, like a... I don't know, just like, it'd be kind of cool, because they are still kind of usable, just not usable on a high-speed application. I could probably fill them with like a rubber compound and have them as a hard tire. I think that's pretty cool. Although I don't know if I can do all this with just buckets. It might be best to get the wheelbarrow and make a path through here. Plenty of tires over there. Good number of car tires. Car tires will have to be stacked doubly. And I think it'll be pretty good. Oh, the mosquitoes are really mad now. Thankfully, those lids actually seem to stay on. So, these are actually pretty dry. It's pretty nice. Can you see them buzzing around? They're pretty angry. Now I have all these tires here, and let's see where they should go. Oh, look at that. Perfect. It's going to be so wonderful. I have almost enough tires, but I think I'll just let this part be a little bit low, and that's fine. What's your guys' opinion of my new wheelbarrow cam? It's fancy latest technology. Pretty happy with this. It's going pretty well. And it just occurred to me, I can also use a bunch of the broken concrete I have in this pile, and I have some in the front of the house. I can use that as filler. I think I'll take every brick that's not a full brick and toss it in there too. I mean, I can always dig it up later. But yeah. Especially those long ones. Those long ones are kind of not very useful. I'll also take all this concrete and bricks from the front gutter too. Because I don't know why it's even here. It's kind of just another one of those things that came with the house. Well, now I have a place for it, so I'm pretty happy. Last night, me and my mom were talking about how we could actually use a lot of different types of filler so we don't have to buy any more sand to fill in this area. Well, one thing was urns. So this is an urn meant for burying grandma in, and my mom's warehouse has a bunch of them that are the wrong color or they're damaged or something like that, and she's going to throw them away. So instead, tonight she's going to bring them here and we'll use them to fill in this area. So any bricks that are actually nice, I can use those on the top. Any chunky rocks like this, that could just be, what would the term be? Infill? Looks like I could probably break these ones apart to use them as a brick surface. Be nice. Oh, and especially if they have names on them, those are definitely going to go name side up. I might even use this as a way to store my collection of bricks, because I have a soft spot for bricks with names on them. They have so much history to them. I think first of all I'll move all these ones, which will just be the stuff that'll be underneath the floor, and then I can move the bricks later. Oh wow. I don't know where these came from. Holy shit. A bunch of them. I think I'm gonna go through and take all these, because they're just in the way. I think that's about as much as I want to carry in a wheelbarrow. Actually, a little bit more. So I'm putting all the good bricks, all the ones that'll be on the surface over there. Cracked ones with words, I'll keep those. But those, total garbage. And I might crack that one apart, I don't know. You know, come to think of it, it might be a good idea just to keep that off. Because if this might have bricks over these, then this is going to be pretty high to step up onto. So I can make this one just a step, so this one's lower, and have a wall of bricks right there. So I could step up to the scrapyard level. That'd be kind of cool. I'm actually getting pretty amazed by how many bricks we have. Never really knew this. We had this much. Once again, we had more bricks than I thought. I was wondering, why are there so many bricks here? Well, turns out I'd forgotten that this was the old water line, like the water meter shroud or whatever. And when we replaced the water meter, we went ahead and got a new one. I forgot we had that, so that's a lot more infill. And then over here I saw this in the woods. A big pile of cinder blocks. Look at that. Bunch of cinder blocks over there. For being made out of junk that I just have laying around, it's actually working out pretty well. I think this is a good point to end at today. Plus, my mom just got home with the urns. You pack pretty well. Oh my. How did you get that in there?
Carefully.
Carefully. That's...
I don't know. This has actually got 2 cases in it. I already took them out of boxes.
I got the feeling that you got a little too many. I can send some back and have you throw them in the dumpster if I don't need them. Okay, cool. It's raining a bit today, and this seems to be holding up nice and fine. Not much like subsidence or whatever the term would be. I hope that the water will help make it settle. Not sure though. It's actually a really cool day today. It's 51 degrees Fahrenheit. Actually, it might warm up a little bit later. I figure I'm not going to bother wearing a jacket because A, I have poison ivy for my cat. You know, because I've been doing so good about avoiding poison ivy, but then my cat likes to play in it, and when I hug her, I'm pretty much hugging poison ivy. Plus, I'm going to start working and it'll be warm anyway, so I'll take the jacket off if I had one on. There are the urns. I was not expecting that many. Definitely not that many. But you know what? It's all trash. Actually, no, that's only like a part of it. Those are all urns still, too. So, they're kind of a cool color. They're made of brass, evidently, so I might dig them back up and melt them down someday. So here's a little experiment. A USB flash drive and a floppy disk for a future video, maybe like 10 years from now. It's a time capsule. Let's see if I can... Oh no! It's too small! No! Well, good thing that thing is floppy. Get it? Floppy. So... Well, I hope I didn't damage the bag, but I put it in 2 layers of Ziploc. So, or probably cheapy brand Ziploc, but yeah. So that's going to be a little time capsule. I think I'll do it upside down. Actually, no, I'll do it right side up. And that's going to go in the ground. Can you believe these things are supposed to be brown? There is no way that is brown. So these 2 boxes are full of more urns. This is a lot of packing material, but it's just really tedious how it was put together. There's a box full of styrofoam and stuff. We got 2 boxes of these, another wheelbarrow full of these. Taking these apart was almost as tedious as when I had to open like 300 iPad boxes. Ugh. Just monotonous. I kind of have the temptation to fill all these with ash. So then if someone digs up that area back there in the future, they will be really thrown for a loop, having like what, 100 urns back. Actually, I guess to be honest, they'll probably be thrown for a loop anyway. It'd be creepy, wouldn't it, to find a bunch of urns in your backyard? But they're identical, so it's not too weird. Maybe it's like a serial killer got a discount or something like that. Well, I don't see that every day, that's for sure. I think I may have an issue having too much filler now. I'm probably not going to bother about getting all those cinder block chunks down there, since that looks like it's probably enough. Ah, fuck. I propped this up with some bricks on this side so it's level, or more level at least. And then I have another wheelbarrow full of sand. I think it's about time we start filling in that and this. And a little bit of that too. Looks like 8 bricks fits on there fine. I was trying to give it like a spiral look, but it's too small for that. But yeah, I think it's actually pretty good. And it's pretty strong too. I'm quite happy with that. This is strong, that's strong. That's a good amount of work for one day. Let's been a few more days and I've taken like 8 or so wheelbarrow loads of sand. Only maybe 3 or 4 left here, but we should have it all cleaned up pretty soon. Got a substantial amount of sand here. I think most of this can go inside the tires. Here is the time capsule with the floppy disk and flash drive inside of it. I'm going to put it upside down since there's only the opening on the bottom, so hopefully air pressure, even if there's water that gets in there, air pressure will keep the water from going up too high. Oh look, I made a giant litter box. How thoughtful of me. Well, before I start today's bit of work, I better get rid of this stuff, otherwise it's gonna be popping up whenever I don't want to deal with it. Oh wow, look at these mushrooms I found growing in the sand. It's kind of cool. Almost purplish. So here is the sand pile, or at least what's left of it. I think that's the last load. Turned out pretty nice. Why do you gotta be such a bitch? I'm really happy with that. Should rain for the next couple days. We'll see if the rain will help make things settle down. And then afterwards I can come through and see about leveling it and putting bricks down. I've spent about an hour and a half and I've gotten this kind of more leveled, and I've been adding bricks and it's been going really nicely. Oh. I've been tamping the bricks down with this piece of wood, and I might reach to the end of that with the bricks I have. If not, my grandparents have a big stack of bricks that I can have, so that might get me further. And anything else, I can just cover up with some of those fiberglass trays that were around here. These. I can just use these bakery trays for the rest of it, because mostly I just want the bricks for where I'm walking. The junk's going to be over there, so it doesn't matter what's underneath the junk. Looks like that's the last of my spare bricks, so that's pretty good. I managed to get pretty much all I wanted, just a nice path going between here. And there's really no reason to have bricks underneath junk, so I'll just go ahead and go with the trays if I can. And that way, if I get those bricks from my grandparents, I can use the bricks to make a nice path here, or even put them down in that area for working on like the Honda 3-wheelers or something like that. There's a small pile of like 8 or 9 bricks over there in the woods, so I was able to put those here. I put some railroad tie plates here. Basically, I just want to cover up the sand so it's not just a giant litter box. You know what I mean? Because that's pretty much all it is. Now, I think that's pretty much it. I can start loading this stuff up with stuff and have all the junk organized on there. It can be so nice. I think most of that stuff can fit over there if I organize it well. It also gives me a chance to go through it. Since I've already spent 3 weeks on this, I think I'm going to end the video here. And the next random bits will be about organizing the scrap and cleaning up the yard. That'll be a lot better, I think. Because I think this video would be extremely long if I kept them together. And also, I'd have to cut it down a lot more, and it would change the tone a lot. Also, I feel like I should get more videos out of all this effort now, because it's like, oh, it's going to probably be even more, several more weeks to get the rest of the scrap organized. Oof, I don't want that to be all for one video. Maybe 2 or 3 videos though. That'd be nice. That'd be a nice amount of payoff. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. See ya!